Why do people get married out of desperation and know that the relationship is toxic? I know a lot of times they say that I sort of kind of did it out of desperation.
Some people just want to say that they're married, that's all.
Love with him actually. Felt like that's all I had. No, I knew it was bad. I knew it wasn't healthy and good, I ain't gonna lie. But feeling like I can fix it, feeling like I had control to, like most of us women do, I can fix it, I can save everything. I don't know why we feel like that.
Let me say this.
I did marry for love, but
I'm not saying it
didn't work.
But I'm here to bring it out as a point. If you're not a car mechanic, you can't fix the car when it's broken. You're not a car mechanic.
Car mechanic.
You're not an auto mechanic.
But I thought he said car mechanic, then you can't. I'm like, what?
No, I said I wasn't being a joke, I was being serious.
But just sound like you said a car mechanic.
I just said auto mechanic.
Yeah. Well, marriages now it's so bad that same-sex marriages are happening. That's desperation. It's a spirit of confusion and desperation. It's the truth, but at the same time, it's like if that's what the person wants, that is their business and it's their prerogative, like Mr. Bobby Brown says.
So in other words, if you know a person is bad, if God don't fix it, nobody can.
Well, the word we use is toxic. Toxin. It's toxicity.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxicity.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you can't fix something that's toxic.
But people get married anyway.
Yeah. Tell me what's the word tainted?
Same like toxic. Same word.
Or tainted like stained with something.
Oh yeah, it can have different meaning, yeah. Most of these words got different meanings anyway.
Where'd you put this at, Tanger?
That's just crazy.
Where'd you put this at?
So open conversation, just brainstorming and venting. So how many people y'all met that was married that was toxic? That y'all met? Would it had to been a lot going to church? So you think that every marriage person that y'all walked up to met that their marriage is good? You don't know because you don't know it behind the closed doors. Yeah. And people don't understand. They think that, oh, we're saved. I have God, so my marriage is okay because I'm saved. There's rules to religion.
We thought Brother and Sister Peter's marriage was good. Yeah,
that was good. Most old elderly people, when I see the behind the scenes or when I talk to them about their testimonies, you know what they say? Some people online saying stupid stuff like, oh, I stayed 50 and 80 years with my man and husband because I knew what he was doing. I just didn't care. Some say I knew what he was doing, but I was the wife and it was nothing I could do. Some say he gonna come back anyway. That's not healthy reasons to become a grandma and a grandpa and celebrate 80 years and 50 years because you didn't celebrate nothing. You got baby moms all over the place, bringing stuff back to you, drama, bills. No, that ain't cool. No. That ain't cool at all. And that's not what I want for my kids and grandbabies to be sitting there talking about, we're grandpa down the street with Mary Magnitude. His other wife, his other woman, no. That's not the story. I knew for a fact I wasn't going to pick that story to my grandkids. That's why I was doing something about it. Nope.
Okay.
It was a bad, deadly outcome, but God said no. He had a chance for my life. Don't count me out.
Don't count me out.
And all these stupid songs celebrating that. It's cool to be used and sent up for sex with people that get diseases and left alone and played and dogged out. And then, no, that ain't cool. That ain't where it's at. Teaching our youth to be idiots. No. Songs taught us how not to be an idiot. And here come the songs to teach you to be an idiot. Only in the 90s and after, no. No. I know I made some dumb songs. I wish I hadn't done for money and for funniness, because when you stain the microphone, it's left there forever. You stain people's ears and what they listening to, that's in their spirit. And it's because of you, the creator. So it's a lot of repentance that has to be done. So what's toxic? What is toxic in your view?
In mine.
Yep. You taught us not to deal with it. You taught us that he don't love God, he don't love his mama, his daddy, don't deal with it. But you taught us. You taught me how to win mine. But just without God and dipping and dabbling and stuff.
I'm like
and not being happy, with himself and too many dark demons. That's what failed. You have to have God in a relationship. That's why it failed. It's not because we just couldn't love each other. It's the spirit that took over and stepped in. You know, it's what you answer to is what you become. Is that right or wrong? Yeah. So what would you tell somebody if y'all was talking to a group of people about toxicity? No, seriously, like, what would you tell them?
What were you talking about?
Toxic relationships, toxic marriages. Knowing he ain't no good, but trying to prove to other women and other men that, look, see, I got him. He's my man or he's my husband. But you know that he ain't no good. He humiliated you. You still gonna marry him?
If both of y'all unsaved, get out of that relationship or go get saved.
Yeah. But what if people don't want God?
You just stuck in a relationship.
That meaningless.
Well, see, you know what?
I want something meaningful.
Listen, I say this like Medea said it, but I don't mean no harm in it. When she talked about, she told that girl, she said, I told you it wasn't good for you, but what'd you do? You didn't listen. Gave you a sign and told you, and you didn't listen.
What movie was that?
That was one of his plays. So a lot of times when we tell people something, we can't make them listen, but they learn a valuable lesson when they give them something for not listening.
That's true. That's when you gonna learn, when you do it anyway. That's when all heaven and Hades and everything else gonna break loose, and you gonna find out everything you need to know.
Because this,
like Mama Odie said. Mama Odie said, you gonna find out everything you need to know.
This is a true story. This is a true story. My pastor told me, he said, one time this woman, she was at the altar and she kept seeing this man at the altar. And she said, ooh, that's going to be my husband because he prayed. And the pastor told him, said, well, daughter, just because he's at the altar doesn't mean that that's your husband. You need to see God. No, that's my husband. That's my husband. So she married him. And he beat the junk out of her.
Yeah, right.
He said, so you saved, huh? He said, see, John can save you from this. And would whoop her, beat her tail and stuff. And come to find out when he was at the altar, he was sleeping.
He was sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
No, see, she saw him at the altar, and she thought he was praying. So she said, oh, that's my husband. Yeah, he stayed at the altar.
And he was asleep at the altar.
Yeah, and the pastor tried to
That's
tell
a
her,
spirit.
said, just because he's at the altar doesn't mean that that's your husband. You need to seek God. But she was just so bent on, marrying that man. And then when he did come to find out, he wasn't praying. He was sleeping. He jumped on her and beat her all the time.
Wow. That's a spirit that makes you jump and beat a woman anyway.
Mama said that happened to her.
But her husband used to beat her.
No, Mama said she went to the altar.
The first husband?
This woman,
No, when she first
not
got
the
saved.
altar. The one at the altar. This woman was sitting. You know how you sit in the pews and then you get out and
When she had spirits and it jumped.
She jumped down and started praying.
So this one, Grandma was a young girl.
This one, yeah. So Mama said, she looked at the woman and she said, "Ooh, I want to be seen like that." She said, "Man, that lady praying." And all she did was,
Yeah, what happened?
So Mama said, "I'm gonna get closer to see what she said."
She was chanting.
So when Mama got closer, she was saying, "Last night before 24 hours, at my goodness, you crazy. I got up.
Oh, wow.
I got my gun. No more robbers at my door." That shit you praying. She
making up stuff.
No, you be tripping. She just said 24 Matter of fact, she didn't have this.
Yeah, a lot of that. That's enough already with the jokes. Yeah, so I want to tell, yeah, I thought about that. I forgot how we even started talking about that in the first place. But praying, like the pastor was saying, it's not just about logic, it's about the Spirit of God leading and guiding. You know, in relationships, in your house, in corporate America. No. Yeah, she did. She had to get more blood work. But I'm okay. I'm doing better, breathing better, doing better.
Yeah, it's always better to pray and ask God to give you
love and a husband.
Right. Because see, when she prayed for her husband, she said, God, let me have a husband.
You got to be specific, but sometimes you don't know what to be specific and pray for.
She said, that's not
you got to be taught that.
Preacher. She said, but call us together.
Yeah.
Don't let him know that he's called, let him call us together.
Yeah.
And he called us exactly 1 year apart from each other.
Yeah. Well, we have to learn how to ask God. He knows what's best for us. To pray for us and send us what's best for us. That's the solution. And a lot of people who see people in the word, that could be pretty trickery because, like, people in our family married and got churches. But here's the thing. Because you're doing that don't mean your relationship healthy. Because you manipulating people. That blood is on your hands.
The one in the family that got a church, they think they outdoing us.
It's not about that. I mean, just talking about toxicity. Yeah. Like when you have your marriage, like what was told the brother, hey, they're gonna come by you. No, that ain't always the truth. That's talk and running your mouth. Yeah. You got to go to God to get your answers. Like when I lay down and have visions and dreams, I'm getting my answer. That's the answer. And then I say, God, make it plain. Give me more, show me more, where I can understand. And then, oh yeah, God, remind me not to be in my own way. Remind me not to talk so fast about this dream. Because it might not be nothing I need to be talking about. People don't understand that. That's why you got to pray.
The Bible says, tell a dream as a dream. Sometimes that's all it is.
Sometimes that's just all it is. It's a dream.
No meaning behind it.
And I seen a woman online say, I want to know about God. I want to know how to find God. I'm always out at different places trying to find God and find the answer. She was like, but people are in the comments going, pray. She's like, I don't know how to because no one ever taught me about God. She said, I'm just now hearing about this God thing like crazy that I'm in these comments. Is that not amazing? And that's during the fires in California when it was burning up the houses and the land and fire skiing across water. How does fire skate across water? But that's what it was doing. And she was so scared. And then certain people started going and praying with her. But certain other people was telling people that they were saved. And you can't do that. How do you reach these people? You know? So I had to pray for her and send prayers to her and ask God to, I mentioned her name to God because he knew who she was. However, the Spirit knows, it knows all things. So.
All things is just best to get saved first.
Yeah.
And you'll always have the answers. As long as you're living for God and you're led by God, He can never steer you wrong.
That's right.
You know, just like Mark said, when Mama was praying for her husband, she had no idea it was me. I had no idea it was her. But what made us know we for each other is when I went home that night and I heard a voice from the corner of the ceiling wall say, you love her. I said, no, I don't love her. I like her.
So the Spirit of the Lord spoke and helped you confirm that Mrs. was Mrs.
But that ain't it. Then it spoke again and said, admit it, you love her. And I looked up, I said, yeah, I love her. I'm in love with her. Same time, she's going through the same thing.
That's confirmation.
So that was right there showed that was God put her